So I'm Nathan Hoyt, and this is the audience for my speech.
Karen Doris.
Howard Johnson.
Dorothy Johnson.
Betty Chapin.
Sally Willis.
And I'm Jordan Hoyt.
All right, my name's Nathan Hoyt, and I'm on the wrong notes. My name is Nathan Hoyt, and I've always had a soft spot for animals. My first dog, a Jack Russell Terrier mix named Zoe, dominated my affections for the first 12 years of her life. Unfortunately, she died when she was hit by a car out in front of our house, and the greenhouse she had inhabited was empty, but not for very long. A feral cat that roams around our property went and had kittens in there, and shortly after, she fell victim to the same road and was killed by a car there. So we had little choice but to adopt her 2 little kittens, and we had to bottle feed them because they were still so small. So we named them Leonard and Penny. And about a year later, I was out there taking care of the cats, and I heard the sound of an unfamiliar kitten coming from the tree just outside. The little thing was about 30 feet up the tree, and she was so small and dark colored I couldn't see her at first. I had to look for a little while before I could see her. The other 2 cats had never really climbed up any trees any higher than I could reach, so I didn't know how to go about getting a cat out of a tree. I realized from looking that she wasn't going to be able to get down on her own, and I was the only person around who could help her. So I went and got a ladder and tried to get her out of the tree. And I'm a bit of a nerd, so I know that cats will almost always land on their feet, and that she would probably be okay if she just jumped, but she didn't know that. And cats don't like falling. No one likes falling. And because of the curvature of their claws, it's a lot easier for them to climb up the tree bark than it is to climb down. So I wondered where she came from, because none of our neighbors have cats, none of the nearby ones, and she may have been dumped out there by someone who thought, oh, but we don't want this cat anymore, she'll be okay in the wild, but something must have chased her up the tree. And I knew she couldn't be a feral cat because they don't ever cry out for help from humans, because they're scared of humans. So I climbed up the tree. I needed a ladder to get up to the first branch because it was about 15 feet off the ground. So once I got up there, that poor scared little kitty was just rubbing up against my hand, so happy to see me, but she wouldn't trust me enough to pick her up off of the limb. So I had to pry her off, and then once I had her in my hands, well, she scratched me a little bit because she didn't understand what I was doing, I guess. Or maybe she did, because I ended up tossing her onto the ground, and she was fine. So she landed gracefully, and she was fine. And after that, she really adored me for being the one that saved her, but she was still a little bit shy. So we ended up adopting her and named her Trika, short for tree cat. She and Penny didn't get along at first, but they're starting to get along now. And it's been about a year, and she hasn't climbed anything else higher than I can reach, so I think she's learned her lesson. Thank you. The end.
Got